And this video goes out to David Jaffe Waffy because, sir, over the weekend, I put out a tweet regarding your ridiculous Discord conversation about how Alyssa McCante, that ridiculous reporter, has sabotaged her own lawsuit against Smash JT. Well, guess what, David? You're full of doo-doo. And Jeff also reposted my tweet, and it so far, as of making this video, has gotten these many views. He says with the ridiculous Mexicone accent, but it is so crazy, no? That I get this amount of views on one tweet. It is so silly. It is so catastrophically fantastic. So thank you, Mr. Tarzia, for doing that, because I tagged nobody in my tweet. I just thought, just throw it out there casually and wait and see what the reaction has been. Well, quite honestly, it's been astounding. And why do I mention that? Because, Mr. Jaffe, my tweet got more views than any one of your single buffoonery videos. That's right, baby. Show me some love.
Kung Fu Hot Dog is enjoying an intimate photo shoot with Jill Valentine until he's interrupted by a knock on the door.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Sleeping Dogs movie is being made. I was looking at the wrong camera for a second. And who have they cast as the lead actor in the role of Wai Shen? Oh no! It's... Are you ready for this? Simu Liu! Don't shoot me, I'm just the innocent messenger. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't choose this buffoon to be a lead actor in a beloved action game from back in the day. The video game called Sleeping Dogs, which should have got a sequel and never did. But without further ado, folks, and yes, I will get back to my photographic session with Jill Valentine. We're going to make this video, and it's going to be a treat. So strap in instead of strapping on, if you know what I mean.
And eventually turns away. That's when she hits him. He turns around and slams her onto the ground.
Good.
Watch this space.
The next half hour.
She brings you.
Now, courtesy of Grant Taylor Hill over at Insider Gaming, a very good website that does very great articles, Sleeping Dogs movie is confirmed and Story Kitchen is bringing it to life. They're the same people behind the Sonic movies. They've got a working arrangement with Square Enix and the people behind, obviously, Sonic, which is Sega. So recently, Simu Liu took to social media to suggest that he was working on a live-action representation, there's that word again, of Sleeping Dogs, the 2012, that long ago, open world game, which of course is a Square Enix game, so it makes sense. When Sleeping Dogs was released over a decade ago, it was to critical acclaim, boasting an intense story, masterful combat mechanics, and a star-studded cast. For the longest time, fans of the one-and-done game, because why, who knows, have been holding out hope for a sequel, but it never surfaced. Now we have confirmation that the Sleeping Dogs movie, because obviously the movie's the same as a video game, right, is in production. It's being pieced together by Story Kitchen in collaboration with Square Enix and Simu Liu of MCU fame, and also as a part-time stock photo model, is poised to star as the game's protagonist Wai Shen. Sleeping Dogs was one heck of a game when it released in 2012. It was gritty, it was crime-fueled, and the fact you could be Wai Shen and go around kicking ass and doing slam dunk moves on the bad guys in that game was absolutely ferocious. And I still have my copy somewhere. I'm pretty sure I do. I hope I never gave it away, but if I did, I have to reacquire one somehow, some way. Well, it'll be easy to get hold of. It's not one of those games that it's gone up in value, but it is. But I think the value is the critical response that game got. Following a string of successful expansions, Sleeping Dogs was effectively laid to rest. See what I mean? So disrespectful Square Enix would do that. And any hope of a sequel was extinguished as the years wore on. For almost a decade, fans have been toying with the rumors and suggestions of a Sleeping Dogs movie surfacing, and now we can say for certain that it's happening. In a report published by IGN, the arbiters of truth, I may add, it was revealed that Story Kitchen, Sonic the Hedgehog, Tomb Raider, which is the Netflix cartoon, I believe, and oh, by the way, Streets of Rage, I'll be getting to that at the end of this video. You want to stick around because I've got a treaty-weety for you all. Is collaborating with Square Enix to produce the Sleeping Dogs movie. On social media, Simu Liu mentioned a sequel game for Sleeping Dogs. In 2013, a proposed follow-up was cancelled, with the original title's developer going bust a couple of years later. Now, on Simu's actual social media on Twitter X, this is what he published. So few film projects make it from pitch phase to green light. Pitching execs who don't understand the game has been very tiring. Everyone's overwhelming love of Sleeping Dogs here has really given us life. And what does he do? He posts an AI image of himself as the video game protagonist. What happened to the days when you actually had the actor or actress in a studio getting filmed from different angles, and then they release a final concept piece of artwork as an idea what the character could look like? Now, apparently he's had a lot of backlash about this, which I find not surprising at all. Why? Because look, the guy's not a popular dude, right? So Anthony Giovanni Elias states, "No hate against Simu at all. I wish him all of the luck and hope he can make it happen. As a fan of the game myself and would love to see a live action version of Sleeping Dogs, I present to you Special ID starring the legend himself, Mr. IP Man, Donnie Yen. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. Donnie tried for years to make Sleeping Dogs happen. I had no idea. After watching this movie and the studios didn't even work with him, with all of the support from the fans, there you go. Again, game developers, studios, they always ignore the fans because they're too busy sniffing cocaine to make Sleeping Dogs happen. I really wonder how Simu will fare against them. I can tell you already, Anthony, he won't. He will be a scratch on that bum hair itch. Let's take a look at this clip and see what all the fuss is about. Go on, my son. That is my boy Donnie. This is Donnie Yen. Slow down. And of course, I'm being absolutely sarcastic, folks. How can you slow this man down? Look at that, man. Yeah, come on, my son. So I guess looking at this and the phonetic style and the pacing and the music, it does feel like a live action version of Sleeping Dogs. I get it. Oh, yeah. Donnie's he's the badass. Mr. IP Man is such a badass. Look, it's not surprising that Simu's announcement has been greeted with the sound of silence, because who enjoyed Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings? Nobody. Now, I'm going to give Mr. Liu his fair due here. As Asian Ken in the Ken and Barbie movie, he was rather funny against Ryan Gosling's main Barbie character, but apart from that, nothing else really seems to matter. So I'm not surprised, but look, if I had my way, if I was the big Joel Silver Hollywood producer with a big fat Cuban cigar in his mouth, I would choose these two actors. I would actually pitch it down to these two final actors. So Iko Uwais from The Raid 1 and 2. You know I'm a big fan of this guy. Well, if you didn't know, you know now, you buffoon. And I know what you're saying, but Jason, he's not Chinese. He's Indonesian. Listen, I'm gonna be racially ignorant here when I say the following, but oranges, pears, and I do love myself a good pear, if you know what I mean. But honestly, what would it matter? Because in most audiences' eyes in cinemas, all they want to see is a very good resemblance of a character whose video game they've played, right? So I would actually cast him because the dude actually looks like the main character himself, which I'll show you right here. So there you go, the same hairline, which Simu Liu doesn't have, by the way. And Simu Liu, when you look at him, he's got too much of a baby face for a grizzled, hard character. And the other gentleman I would actually consider is Wu Jing, China's biggest action star of films such as Wolf Warrior 1 and 2, which star the legendary Frank Grillo. I know he's above my head, but I'm just saying it off the top of my head because, you know, it's Frank Grillo, and he's great. And of course, Scott Adkins is up there as well, one of my other favorite martial arts actors. Rather fabulous gentleman he is. So I would actually even have him because he's more of a pull for Chinese audiences in that country. In fact, if you had him as the lead actor or as the lead role of Wai Shen, this film would be a big hit. But of course, it all depends on Story Kitchen. So here they are, folks, from 8-bit games to 24 frames per second. You get it? Because that's how films are constructed. And look, I've not seen Sonic 3. I kind of missed the boat on that one. So when it comes out on Amazon Prime, I'll probably watch it that way. But I heard it's very good. This is dog shit. I don't know what this live action version of Tomb Raider is going to be. Not the one with Daisy Ridley. Expedition 33, I talked about this last week. Disco Elysium, and if you go on, I mean, Just Cause is going to be a live action movie. That one is surprising. Life is Strange. Now, I've got a prediction about this because the last game did absolutely appallingly because Kim Belair from Sweet Baby Inc. was tied to it. And if they make a live action version of this, which obviously is in the offing, and if she's somehow connected to that live action film, no one's going to go and watch it. And I think, to be honest, Life is Strange has gone past its sell-by date many, many eons ago. My friend Pedro, the Assassin Banana. Now, I'll pay money to see that shit on the big screen. I really would. And if we carry on down further, there is a great announcement which I'm going to talk about at the end. But honestly, I really don't know what I think about this news. Wait till a trailer drops out, I guess, and then we shall see if Simu Liu can win the hearts and minds of his fiercest critics. He probably won't. Do you know why? Because he'll go out on social media and will say something absolutely stupid that will tank any expectations of said movie. And at this stage, I don't really care. As you saw in this lineup here, there is a Streets of Rage film in probably early development. And I played that game back in the day with my friend Shamsul, and we had a very good time on the Sega Mega Drive. But if they bring it to life, I would say, now forget the main dude of Axel Stone, he's all right. I'd probably get Scott Eastwood, actually. He's a good fit. He's got the rugged good looks of his daddy Clint, so I'd have no problem with him. But as for the character of Blaze Fielding, the sexy senorita with the cropped leather jacket and the mini skirts, there's only one woman I would cast in that role. That is Miss Peyton List, who's Tori from Cobra Kai. She's a lovely lady. I've been a fan of hers ever since I laid eyes on her in that series. And she's got a set of legs that start from there and go all the way down there. She's a rather lovely lady, actually.
It's important for such a delicate and finely tuned animal that the lighting and the setting is just right.
And I think that Miss Patent List is such a great fit for Blaze Fielding. All you've got to do is get her lovely blonde hair and turn it a lighter shade of black, or probably Joan Jett black, and you've got yourself an absolute badass in the making. But when I was looking up Streets of Rage movie, there was a film of the same title made in 1994. And in fact, let's just read the synopsis of this film because it looks rather hilarious. Streets of Rage is a 1994 film action crime thriller directed by Richard Elfman, credited as Aristides Sumatra, and co-written by Elfman and Mimi Lezios, based on the story by Lezios. The film stars Lezios and Oliver Page. Is his surname Lezios as well? Streets of Rage, the trailer. I can't wait to see this, actually. This should be rather interesting.
She's the perfect weapon.
Do you get it? Because Jeff Speakman was the perfect weapon in 1991 and this film came out in 1994. Oh, the cheekiness, the plagiarism.
A perfect lady. Trying to be
Smile.
the perfect reporter.
Does the word deadline mean anything to you?
Yes, sir.
But on these mean streets,
What'd you say, huh?
good kids can turn bad.
Anything you want.
Staying alive can turn deadly.
By stealing secondhand clothes. Oh, nice.
Lose a friend.
You want to stay at my house tonight?
Yes.
Someone
Please let me out of here.
And by the way, the volume, folks, is not me. It is actually really that bad.
taking innocent lives.
Make her hot for me.
Oh no, he kicked the lady reporter. How dare he?
I'm very impressed.
You're telling me?
Happened to her, don't you?
In a forbidden world
Oh, hello.
of wealth, decadence,
All right.
I'm just gonna have to take him out myself.
Or you can take me out afterwards if you want to.
There's one door!
who can't fight back.
Get up!
Mimi
Wow, Mimi's quite based. I had no idea she did this in a movie. Oh, I'll have to rent it out at some point. Oh, why is this American High School trailer come? I want to see Mimi, man. Wow.
Mimi Lesios is a real
This is a general trailer and she strips up twice in it. God, I love you, Mimi. Oh my God, that's hilarious. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was rather exciting, don't you think? But I haven't even finished this video yet because I've got something else to show you. Not that, you dirty buffoons, because I'm not that kind of girl. But honestly, what do you think? A live action version of Sleeping Dogs? Are you excited? Personally, the Yakuza games being turned into live action fascinates me even more because the debauchery and the buffoonery you can get away with in those films will be absolutely hysterical. And of course, if Sega have their roving castful eyes on that particular production, they could bring some sweet TNA to the proceedings. And my God, you know me, I love myself some T and some A. But before I go, folks, you have to watch this trailer. It's my favorite AI film ever. So the YouTuber in question, what a transition, huh, folks, is M-Gun X. and he's made his own AI 1-minute long film of Final Fight in the style of Super Panavision 70mm in the 1990s. And I will say no more. Have a look at this. You too.
Starts Friday at theaters everywhere.
Isn't that just fantastic? I actually know how he made all those frames together because I had a go at making my own AI movie, which I'll put at the tail end of this video if you want to go over and watch it. I'll tell you what, it's a laborious process, and yeah, the fact that you need about 5 or 10 seconds for each still to be turned into a video, and then it's a question of getting the AI to actually follow your instructions about what you want the characters to do. It is absolutely a great time to pass your creative knowledge into, but my God, it needs a lot of patience as well. So definitely, if you want to do AI films, and I might do another one in future actually, but I've got to get some better AI models, which I'm actually working on at the moment anyway. And whew, wow, folks, if you enjoyed this video today, make sure you leave a like below. Make sure you slap that subscribe button. And if I were you, and if you were me, you should perhaps return for the next video.